Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lachi, and in today's video we will be trying out a dupe of the Hourglass products, which are the Covergirl products. I'm like a dupe of a drag queen in some ways, so I, Covergirl, of course, while your base look like chalk in the wise words. Who did say that on season 4? Anyways, doesn't matter. I have done most of my makeup, to be honest, and I foolishly put on bronzer because I forgot I was trying the bronzer as well. But I haven't put bronzer on my forehead, which is so teeny tiny. But that's because my eyebrows are halfway up my face. Anyways, I've got two brushes that are pretty similar, and we're gonna be testing out one side of Hourglass, one side of Covergirl, and other YouTubers. I actually leave the house. I don't just sit at home wearing makeup, answering DMs. I don't know. But if you want to follow me on Instagram and all that, please do. Anyways, let's start on with the expensive side, which is the Hourglass. So I have the Ambient Radiant Bronze Light. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I absolutely love this. I'm not gonna swatch it for you because who cares? It's very smooth to touch. And these brushes are both P. Louise. They're pretty much the same. I'm going to do this one for the Hourglass. So let's get it started. So we're just loading up this brush. No loads refuse. And let's go in with the foreheads. I do think it blurs. I don't really think you need a blurring bronzer, really, because I feel like this part is where... Oh, I just crossed over. This part is where, like, the middle of your face is where the pores are usually the worst, and you don't put bronzer there unless, you're Scarlet Adams. But anyways, and I am going to put a bit of that product on the cheeks as well. Do I need another set of brushes for the blush? Probably. So I probably should do that, but no, we can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And now we have the Covergirl one, and it feels a little bit more rough. I will say, like a dog. Rough, and it's a big but. I've heard some things online that this is a dupe. So you get 11 grams of product in this one, and this one is 8 grams of product, so a bit less. So I'll actually put the math up here of the prices and price per gram. This one isn't as shimmery, and I actually prefer that. It actually looks a lot more blurry. I feel like I just undid the LASIK eye surgery that I had done. This was much cheaper. I got it from Amazon, which is becoming a thing here. I know I don't sound Australian, and I don't look like someone from Bluey. And let's go in with that product on the cheeks. So we're gonna see how that looks at the end of the gig. I'm not gonna touch up the bronzers or anything. Next up, we have the blush. And I tried to get similar shades of the bronzer and the blush. I do have a few Hourglass products that we can compare. I feel like I'm at the optometrist again. I think this one might be the closest. Maybe mixed with a little bit of that one. And maybe a bit of that. Or is this one the closest? No, that's much lighter. But that's my favorite blush. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with this one. So, once again, the Hourglass is smoother. Getting a lot of product on the brush. And we're just gonna go. I'm sick of beauty gurus that are like, when it's a cheap product, they're like, it's not very pigmented, but when it's an expensive product, they say it's buildable. Just be real and tell the audience that you want the expensive company to send you stuff for free. Calm down. Okay, so I put a lot of blush on. Very pretty. I actually don't normally use that shade like that. But next, we're gonna do the Covergirl one. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish the look. I'm gonna go do the gig, come home, and then I'm just gonna show you what it looks like, what both sides look like, and I'll let you be the judge of whether you think the products have lasted or they're a flop. And I will probably be putting a little bit of more of my skin tone powder in the middle. So let's do that now, just because I can't find. Okay, so I'm back. So let's judge the makeup and see what stayed and what didn't. I will be honest, I did do another layer of blush just before I left the house. I did equal amounts as I did before. Just because I put so many powders and stuff on that it was already fading, and I was like, because that's not a fair test, because I would have put more on. I said a naughty word. Anyways, so this side was Hourglass. Oh, and this side, the lace is lifting. That's fantastic. And this side was the cheap Covergirl. And I think it's about the same. And people might say, oh, I wore the makeup for hours. Diva, I was slaving away at the gig. I was walking up and down in high heels. I danced for money. I broke into a sweat. Literally, I did actually. So let's judge the makeup. I actually think the blush has lasted on the cheaper side more than this side. Isn't that interesting? The cheaper side did just as well, if not better, than the more expensive side. That is really interesting. Both look super blurred from the makeup. Both sides look great, I will say that. But I will say this Covergirl product is very much a dupe of the super expensive Hourglass products. These look just the same, if not this side lasted a little bit longer with the blush. Maybe the bronzer is a little bit more cool toned, but that's not a big deal. I'm colorblind. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. There'll be some videos all around. I really appreciate if you watched those and checked them out. But yeah, thanks everyone. Bye. My name's Lachi.